Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Radical Democracy Show. I'm your host, Kamali Rose, just here to bring you some breaking news. Just prepping for a show later this evening. Wrapped up an interview earlier today, and just saw the news breaking that Senator Nina Turner, former Bernie campaign co-chair Nina Turner, is officially running for Congress in 2022. So I think that folks on the left are going to be excited to hear this because we know what this means. This puts her in a perfect position for a 2024 run for president. If she wins this election, which we all know she is very likely to win, she is running in Ohio's 11th district. I'll give you a look at, she has the paperwork has officially been filed. So we can take a look at that paperwork here, actually. So I'll just show you what that looks like. And you can see here, we've got Nina Turner running, and it says Nina Turner for U.S. She's running under the Democratic Party as of right now in Ohio's 11th district. These are this is the official, statement of organization, the report to file. So this is, this is her filing for, for status for the organization that they'll use for all their fundraising and such. So you can see that she's running for the House of Representatives, Ohio 11th district here. Looks like she's getting some help from Amy Vilela, which is really dope to see. For anyone that is of the left, hopefully the name Amy Vilela will ring a bell. She was an amazing candidate in Nevada. She ran for Congress and unfortunately came up short in that election, but she was a tremendous candidate. She was in the movie, featured in the film, Knocking Down the House with AOC, Paula Jean Swearengin, Cori Bush, were all featured in that film together. So this was just some really cool breaking news. It's not every day that we get to bring you some good news. So I was happy to just, bring this early and live and direct to you. So, hopefully this is just a bit of, we'll put a smile on some folks on the left's face, because this is a, it's good to see it. It's she's Nina Turner. She never stops fighting. Like she is for the people. She is, the leader of the electoral left movement at the moment. She is, who best represents the sort of, and I think that she has a real shot in 2024, especially doing what she's doing right now. I look forward to supporting her campaign for Congress. I will be signing up to donate, do some volunteer work for her for sure. We'll make some phone calls for Sister Nina Turner. Great, inspiration for what we try to do here, of course. She brings a certain fire, and she speaks truth to power, and we got to support folks that fight for us. We got to fight for the folks that fight for us. So, I mean, Looney by Nature says she will outshine the squad. 100%. I totally wholeheartedly agree, Looney, that she is set to, she will absolutely be immediately. She does not play games. She does not mince words. She will not be playing the Mama Bear, Nancy Pelosi games. She will be bringing the fire unlike anyone else in Congress. Honestly, I have high hopes for Cori Bush. I really do. I have very high hopes for Cori Bush, but not even Cori Bush will bring the fire that Nina Turner will bring to Congress. So this is exciting. This is as excited as you're going to see a socialist get for electoral politics, really. This is about it. This is our, mea culpa, I suppose. I don't know if that's the right term, but, sounds about right. So I wholeheartedly agree, Looney by nature. I do think that she is going to outshine the squad in in Congress, because again, she's no holds barred. She is absolutely, and you just go down the list of the policies. I mean, she is 100% for the people, Medicare for all, even some form of a universal basic income. I'm sure she would be down to fight for, especially the retroactive universal basic income through the pandemic. She would certainly support Green New Deal, a federal jobs guarantee through a Green New Deal, $15 minimum wage at the very least. I'm sure that she would support more than that, a dignified living wage, housing as a human right. She speaks to constantly. She would certainly support the fight for cancellation of student debt, which has grown to just grown beyond the level where it's at 1.6 trillion, larger than more than all of the credit card debt in the country combined. So certainly something that needs to be addressed. And as Looney by nature says, she's real. She a real one. Like she is. She will not. I have no question about it in my mind. She is not somebody that is going to go into Congress and be beaten down by neoliberal politics in any way. She is, she talks about slaying those two dragons, the dragon of neo-fascism and the dragon of neoliberalism, right? And so she understands this. She is anti-capitalist to her core, and I am certain that she would take up the mantle in the fight for workplace democracy as well, and the movement for democratizing the enterprise and democratizing our economy. Mark McKeever says, this is the news we need right now. It'll be interesting to see how the mainstream media will handle this news and her campaign in general. Yes, make no mistake about it. The thing about Nina Turner is that she threads that needle so well. She threads that needle, right? Of being able to, she has the ability to both, connect with real leftists, and left activists, right? And to occupy those spaces, because she is an organizer, right? To her core, she is an organizer. But she also has the ability to thread the needle and to still, she still gets invited onto CNN and MSNBC. They can't ignore her. And she also holds, that, one of the golden identities, in the era of weaponized identity politics, let's be real, where they can use a Kamala Harris and say, oh, you got to support Black women, right? You got to support Black women. Well, let's see what kind of support Black women get from the Democratic Party now, when that Black woman is not some neoliberal, imperialist Black, prison enthusiast like Kamala Harris, and is a real true leftist. Let's see what kind of support Black women get from the Democratic Party. So we're really going to see it play out. And that's the thing, is that she is immune to that sort of weaponized identity politics, right? You had an instance during the campaign where professional wrong person, as Sagar and Jetty calls him, Jason Jones was on, I think it was either CNN or MSNBC, I believe MSNBC appearance, and talked about how Nina Turner and Breonna Joy Gray are from the island of misfit Black girls, and subsequently got fired, eventually got his job back. Like anyone that, you can fail upward. When you fail in the direction of neoliberalism, and fail in the direction when you're constantly wrong in favor of the capitalist ruling class, then you can fail upward, right? And you get to keep your job. You get to keep on getting promoted. You'll keep on getting invited back onto these mainstream media shows, but you're certainly not going to see them inviting real leftists onto their show typically. But that's what Nina Turner does so, amazingly well, is that she's able to thread the needle, and she uses, she knows that she can stand behind her identity and still, actually be promoting. And this is the beautiful thing. It's where identity and ideology actually intersect, where her ideology and her program matches the rhetoric, and she's, pushing forward policy that's not just coming from that just so happens to be neoliberal policy spoken through the shell of a Black woman. No. She's bringing that actual, Black prophetic fire, as Cornel West would refer to it as. She is of the real, Black tradition, and is going to, represent the policies that actually uplift marginalized people, Black women in particular, disproportionately. She's, she's just named the issue and she's solid on it. Criminal justice, reform. She's not playing games. She supports ending cash bail, ending qualified immunity, defund the police. She is not afraid of those words. She is not afraid. She will not back down from defund the police. She will lean into it, as they like to say in that, is that capitalist, like, women should lean in, and yeah, she'll lean in, and they don't like it when Sister Nina Turner leans in, because she leans right into their ass, and she don't play games. So this is exciting news. We should be, this is the kind of stuff that we should be excited about. But I do look forward to seeing how the mainstream media handles this, because I don't think that it will be, so cut and dry. And I think that they're going to have a tough time with this. But she's so good at doing what she does. And she really is an astute politician. She's not just, a vowed leftist and somebody that is really, ideologically aligned with us, but she's also a great politician. And I don't think that I possess these same, abilities as, not even close to a Nina Turner, where she doesn't just believe in the same things as us, right? But she's able to get that message across in a way that she has to be listened to, right? They cannot ignore her. So I think that I couldn't think of a better person to carry the left mantle forward. And this is exciting news. So I do look forward to it. Looney by Nature says she'll have no problem pushing back. Absolutely. And, Samurai Jack says, what is your show schedule every day? Heads up, Samurai Jack, I'm still figuring out my show schedule every day. I usually stream weekdays at 7 p.m. But I can't do every weekday right now. We just don't, the time that it takes, we're still a growing, up and coming podcast. So still figuring out logistics, trying to work in more interviews and having more guests on the show. And so working in new logistics of the show, it's hard right now to name a specific time for the show, unfortunately, but you can catch us, often weekday evenings around 7 p.m. Eastern time is when we typically air the show. We'll be doing a show later this evening, so hopefully everyone can join us for that later today. We have a great show, and I just wrapped up an interview with this PhD professor on the topic of yellow peril and model minority myth. It's a great interview. Really looking forward to premiering that, and we'll be premiering that in the next few days as well. So keep an eye out for that as well, folks. Lots of stuff going on here at the Radical Democracy Show. We appreciate the support from everyone. Please, if you haven't done so already, hit the like button down below, right down below. Just hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Just want to say a thank you to everyone in our Ko-fi community and Patreon community. You can support the show. Links are in the description box below. You can support the show on Ko-fi at ko-fi.com/radical democracy. You can also support us on Patreon at patreon.com/radical democracy for as low as $1 a month. And we deeply appreciate the support. We need the grassroots support. And so please, if you can afford to do so, support the show, support independent Black left media, support democratic workplaces, support left movements, and support us here. All right. We deeply appreciate it. So, thank you to all of our Patreon and Ko-fi community for the support that you provide. So we took a look earlier at let's take, you can see here, we were taking a look at, it's official, Nina Turner has filed her statement of organization with the FEC to run for the House of Representatives in Ohio's 11th district, as she would be join, members of the squad, but she's beyond that. She's beyond that. She is to the left of the squad. And I think that she is a strong voice. I love to see the fact that Amy Vilela seems to be assisting in the filing. That's great that she has the support of somebody who, another another woman who has run for Congress before. She was, she would have been, Amy Vilela would have been a tremendous member of the squad. And I hope she eventually breaks through into Congress in some way, because the people deserve her. The people deserve her. And this is great to see them teaming up like that. And to know that we can be seeing Nina Turner in Congress in 2022 is something to get excited about. Electoral politics, which we don't get to do every day here. And it's been a down few weeks since the election. And just, watching the Biden administration staff up with all of these neoliberal picks from the Biden administration has been just a sight to behold, really. And so, it's nice to get this, to get a bit of good news, and we deserve some good news on the left, and we got to learn to celebrate on the left. So definitely just happy to be celebrating that. This little bit of good news. And this news broke about less than an hour ago. This news broke. So yeah, you can see it here. And yeah, so I gotta see, let's find out. I don't even know who Ohio 11th. Let's see who's in Ohio's 11th district right now. I see the name Marsha Fudge here, but she might just be because she's the head. Oh, yes, it's Marsha Fudge's district. Oh, that's awesome. This is great, because I just saw Marsha Fudge. So wait, I got to find out right now. Is it possible that is this a special election potentially? Let's see. Let's find out. I should have that info here. Let's find out if this is a 2022 run. Because the thing is, Marsha Fudge was just floated for a position in Biden's administration. So I'm just wondering if the intention is to run in 2022, or if there's some chance that there is going to. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. This is even better. So I need to change that. This is not for 2022. I need to fix that. So Nina Turner is considering a run. I'll take you to this article in Politico. This is not for 2022. I stand corrected. This is even better than that. Okay. This is if Marsha Fudge takes a position in Joe Biden's administration, she would look to fill that seat vacated by Marsha Fudge. This is even better. This would be Nina Turner in 2021. We would be getting Nina Turner in Congress in 2021. So I need to actually update. I'm just going to update the title of this really quickly, get the 2022 out of there, because this is actually sooner than 2022. So, and let me just all right, just yeah, so this is even better than I thought. I'll take you to the Political article real quick and show you that, where it talks about this. Okay. So we can see Bernie co-chair Nina Turner eyes Fudge seat. Turner is being coaxed by left-wing activists, aides, and elected officials to throw her hat in the ring. Former, and this is from yesterday. So this is an article from yesterday. Now we know she's actually filed her paperwork, but from yesterday they were saying, she's contemplating a run for Representative Marsha Fudge's seat if Joe Biden brings the Ohio member of Congress into his administration, according to two people close to Turner. So this would be beautiful. Marsha Fudge is not a progressive. I don't know enough about her off the top of my head to speak on this, but I know all the progressives. I do know every progressive in Congress. And so I know when you're not a progressive, because I don't know you as one of the as being on that very short list of progressives. So I can tell you without a doubt, Marsha Fudge is not a progressive. So we would be, just good. Get whatever. She takes a spot in Joe Biden's administration. He's going to bring in neoliberals no matter what happens, right? We know that he's going to be bringing in neoliberals into his cabinet. So might as well get some neoliberals out of Congress and allow some new, fresh progressives to take their place. And I mean, you can't name a better progressive right now. You can't, good luck trying. Name me a better progressive than Nina Turner right now. So, all right, I'm going to take a look at some more of the comments. Samurai Jack says, radical democracy. Is there other ways workers can democratize the workplace besides worker co-ops in a socialist society? I mean, there are things that make a workplace more democratic, for sure. Unionizing in the workplace, it makes the workplace more democratic. You have more democratic control in a unionized workplace than in a non-unionized workplace, for sure. But nothing can actually take the place or can stand in place of actual workplace democracy, which, you don't have to, it doesn't, some people have a certain image of what a worker cooperative is. And when you tell people worker cooperative, their minds immediately sort of flash to like the little local grocery store, and it's like this little small entity. But in reality, a worker cooperative can be a massive a massive enterprise, right? Like the Mondragon Corporation in Spain is it varies between the fourth to sixth largest company in Spain, depending on, the moment in time. And so it's one of the largest corporations in Spain, but it's a collective of worker cooperatives, right? And it's a massive entity, employs over 100,000 people. A worker cooperative really is the only way to truly democratize the workplace, where democracy is something very specific, right? It's one worker, it's one person, one vote on all decisions that directly impact someone, right? So, I should have a say, right now we have it structured where a handful of people, the board of directors and the major shareholders in a company, get to make all the decisions about who gets to work, where to work, how you work, when you work, and what gets done with the surplus of that labor, right? And the only way to truly democratize the enterprise is to democratize the control of that surplus, right? So whoever controls the surplus in any economy controls the society, really, right? In feudalism, right? In monarchy, you had the king and the queen controlling the surplus. In feudalism, you had the lords controlling the surplus of the serfs. In slavery, you have the masters controlling the surplus of the slaves. And in capitalism, you have the employer controlling the surplus of the employees, right? And so the only true way to democratize the workplace is to democratize control over that surplus and allow one worker, one vote on all major decisions about who gets to work, where to work, when to work, how to work, and what gets done with the surplus of that work. So that's what we advocate for on the show here, but we also advocate for much more than that, right? We believe in universal Medicare for all program, Green New Deal, a new deal. If the term Green New Deal scares some of the, some conservatives or right wingers away, just looking for a new deal, one that's focused on securing green, a guarantee for green jobs for everyone who wants a job. Not everyone wants a job. Everyone shouldn't be reliant on working, and there are a set of people that we want to make sure have the ability and the freedom to not have to work in order to help progress our society, right? Students, and also just the people that are unable to work, right? Children, the elderly. Like, we don't want, our elderly working until, like, we don't want to work until we're dead, right? Nobody wants to be working up until the day they die, right? We all want to have a dignified retirement. Certainly advocate for, at minimum, a $15 minimum wage. Really, I support a $20 minimum wage, tied to inflation and cost of living, to provide people with a dignified living wage. So we advocate for all that and more here on the show. And appreciate the support from everyone. Thank you so much to everyone for joining us for this little bit of good news to kick off things. As we head into 2021, it can feel like a bit of a bleak outlook for the left, right? If you're on the left, it can feel a little bit like things can feel a little bit bleak, honestly. I mean, you're not excited. You're not somebody, if you're really of the left, you're not somebody that's going to be tremendously, you're not going to be that excited by a Biden administration. You damn sure weren't excited by, you despise the Trump administration, but you're not excited about a Biden administration, particularly the way that he's been staffing up with neoliberals. Bernie recently came out and just straight up, he tried to call them out on it and said there are no progressives in his cabinet. And we all know that's true. Anyone with, anyone can that's observing can observe that. So, this is just a little bit of good news, something for the left to feel good about. I'm really excited for Nina Turner. If you've watched this show enough, you will know, big fan of Nina Turner's. I encourage everyone to please support her campaign for sure. But support, support her podcast as well. She has a great podcast, Hello Somebody. You can find it on Patreon. Shout out to What Up America, who I know recently supported her podcast on Patreon. Thank you to everyone for doing so. Support independent Black left media in whatever way you can, and just want to say thank you for that. And thank you for your continued support. What Up America? Appreciate it, deeply appreciate it. So yeah. All right. That was just a little bit of breaking news here. We've gotten to all the comments. If anyone has any other thoughts they want to share, or any other comments, ask me anything, ask me anything at all. We're here. Breaking news. We did our breaking news. So floor's open. If you got any questions, any thoughts you want to share on this or about this, if you are excited, if you're, for some weird reason, you're not excited by this news, let me know why. Would love to hear from you either in the comments or in the chat or in the comments if you're watching this later. All right. I think that's about that. Bye. Hope you join us later. We're going to be doing a show later tonight, around 7 o'clock Eastern time is what we're going to try to do. Might be a little bit later because you know how we do. But around 7 p.m. tonight, please check us out. Make sure you're subscribed. You better be subscribed to the channel, and hit that like button below. All right. Hit it down below. All right. Okay.